Hello, I'm Richard Chambers. Welcome to my continuing series, A View from the Audit Trail. The relationship between a chief audit executive and a company's audit committee is like no other. In fact, I have long asserted that an audit committee's success is linked forever to the effectiveness of internal audit. That's why audit committee members must have complete confidence in internal audit function and certainly in the chief audit executive. One question I'm often asked is, what should the audit committee be asking the CAE? And the answer can be complex and far-reaching. But there are 5 probing questions that as an audit committee member, I would want the CAE to answer. First, is the organization's internal audit department following the standards? That is, the global internal audit standards from the IIA. And related to that, what are the results of the latest quality assessment? To rely on that information from internal audit, you must ensure the department understands what practicing as a professional internal auditor means. The standards provide that guidance, and by verifying that the department understands and applies them, the committee can have a high level of confidence in the assurance that internal audit provides on the adequacy and effectiveness of risk management and internal controls. The second question, how does internal audit identify and monitor new and emerging risks? An organization's success is dependent upon its ability to address the most critical risks. Because of its enterprise-wide perspective, internal audit is ideally positioned as a vigilant watchdog over risks. The responsibility for audit committees is to encourage and support internal audit as it scans the horizon for existing and potential vulnerabilities, and as it adapts its plans accordingly. This brings me to the third question. What are the top 5 risks that internal audit is not able to address due to a lack of resources or skills? As an audit committee member, I want to make sure nothing important is falling through the cracks, and that relates directly to resources. If certain key risks are not being addressed, the audit committee should know what they are and be willing to address the issues. A fourth question for the CAE is, what strategies are being deployed to ensure greater understanding of the business by the internal audit staff? Without a strong understanding of the company's business strategies, organizations, and processes, internal audit will struggle to assess risks or provide assurance and insight into the effectiveness of operations. I don't mean to say that all internal auditors have to be experts in all areas, but internal audit must have plans in place to ensure all staff are continuously learning and improving their knowledge of how the business operates. The fifth question to ask, and what I consider to be the most important question of all, is what is the CAE's assessment of the overall effectiveness of the company's internal controls and risk management? Interestingly, based on various conversations over the years, I've found that this is often on virtually every internal audit committee member's mind, but it is rarely asked. The audit committee needs the CAE to connect the dots, but be careful what you wish for. The committee may get an answer it doesn't want to hear, that the body of internal audit's work over the past year was not enough to provide an unqualified opinion or assessment on the adequacy of risk management and controls. For CAEs, they must be prepared to communicate qualifications based on the extent of internal audit's coverage. If the audit committee is not comfortable with the answer, then a discussion about internal audit's resources needs to be on the table. Sometimes it's easier to engage in a conversation with the audit committee in a don't ask, don't tell environment. Tough questions will invariably elicit uncomfortable answers. But if the answers are troublesome or fall short, take steps to make changes in your operation. And even if you have all the answers, find a way to make those answers even better. Thank you for joining me today on A View from the Audit Trail. I'm Richard Chambers.